everybody's doing good. Motherfucking time, boy. We're going to talk a little bit. See what we got here. Yo, find the undercover haters and drop them motherfuckers. Let's go!
We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
What up, what up, what up? I hope everybody's doing good. A couple of things I was going to go over was a couple of investing things, or my opinion. Remember, you can take my opinion and a buck and get yourself a Diet Dew out of the machine. So it is what it is. But I got a couple of that I think are right. And we'll see. We have a box of Noir we're going to open. But something I want to tell you guys, is today is halfway. We're halfway home. We've been live half the year every day. And I think that's important for everybody to know, like on December 31st when we bang out, and it's going to be close. It's going to be like, I've got chills. It's going to be so close. But I'll do whatever I have to do. If I have to sell all my cards, my own cards, if I have to go out and fucking bang it out, however we got to do it, I'm going to try our very best to pull it off. And whether we pull it off or not, I think it's important to see us, we talk that shit, but we back it up. And we've been here. We're here every day. We're not going anywhere. Like when the camera's off, we're working, we're grinding, and it's a lot of work. But what I'm saying is you're going to see at the end, whether we nail it or not, you're going to see one hell of an effort from a lot of dudes. Those guys that work here work more than I do. There's 4 of them. I do my part and they do their part. So we're halfway home. There's been days where I didn't want to come up here. I'm a human being and don't feel like carrying on sometimes. But, you guys have made me accountable. Me saying that shit out loud to somebody I actually cared about made me accountable. And that's why we're at where we're at. I promise you, every single month in 2019 has been better than every single month in 2018. Let that sink in, baby. There's hundreds of breakers popping up on Facebook. There's hundreds of breakers popping up on YouTube. We right here, man. We're not just smashing them. We're smashing last year's numbers that were fucking insane. It was insanity. So all we've done is we've called out the turds and we've got the diamonds and we're going to bring it home. Will we make it? Man, it's going to be close. It'll come down to the national. It's going to be close. But either way, man, I want to thank you guys because without me saying that, I promise you, without me saying it, I'd be home right now watching motherfucking Dateline. I'd be at the fucking lake. Day after day, I push because I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to let the people down. And it's all because I said that. So the whole point, what I'm trying to get to is if you got something you want to do, man, you've got to say it to somebody that you care about, man. You cannot be a pussy, man. I know it sucks. I know it, putting yourself out there is hard. But you got to find a way, man, to dig in. If you want to do something, that's how you do it. I spent plenty of my life not doing jack shit because I wasn't saying anything. Well, now things have changed. We right here. So anyway, let's get off that kick. I just wanted to let y'all know we're halfway home. When I realized that today, I was really proud of all you guys. You guys are always showing up, y'all have done so much for us, you'll never know. But I appreciate it. We halfway there. Halftime, baby. Halftime. Yep. Let's go, baby. All right. Couple of things. We're going to open a box of Noir. We found this. Southern had sold us an odd one with 4 fantasy baseball. Well, we opened up the fantasy baseball case and there were only 4 fantasy in Noir where we had gotten odd numbers. So this is one we had lost for a while. Yep, one day at a time. Yep, you can't. Guys, I could talk about this all day. But if you worry about the top of the staircase, you're fucked. You got to worry about the first. It's easy to decide, but once you decide, you got to take that first step, some way, shape, or form. Just do it, man. So fucking listen to all these people. If you don't have a passion for something in your life, either someone put out your fire verbally, or you yourself did it. But there's something inside of you that you need to do with your life. Everybody has it, man. Whatever you're passionate about, go get that shit. Don't listen to anybody else, even if it's yourself. I'm sorry if somebody back in the day told you was a chump, or you couldn't do it, and then all of a sudden you started believing that shit. I'm telling you, it's not fucking true. If you want to bake pies, bake them. If you want to mow yards, mow them. If you want to sell cars, sell them. Whatever is in your heart. I've had plenty of jobs in my life where I could start out and do really well. And then after a couple years, I was just slowly dying because that wasn't what I wanted to do in my life. Yeah, man, because I was doing the wrong shit, man. Don't let me be an example that fuck that. Don't do it. If you're younger, please go find what you're passionate about, and you will find a way. I don't give a shit what your passion is. You can make a living doing it in the 21st century. 30, 40 years ago, that wasn't the case. You could sell fucking He-Man if you want to. You could sell Smurf. I'm telling you, if you become an expert in your field, you will not only be successful, you be a nut dragger. So just spend some quiet time, man. Turn off the phone and really listen. You got to listen, not what your parents don't know. Your parents know what they think you should be. You got to find out what you need to be. All right, anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to get on a rant over that, but that's important to me, man, to share with y'all. This whole journey, when it's all said and done, baby, we're going to say, I told y'all, man, I told y'all. Couple of things I was going to talk to y'all about was with the investing there's a couple things, I feel like almost a shoe-in. I feel like Zion. The reason, and I want y'all to know, I'm not saying that so you'll buy our basketball products next year. I've been able to sell 16, 17, 18 basketball without Zion Williamson, and you don't hear me hooping and hollering about it. I think Zion is like the next LeBron type player. And if you'd have bought LeBron has more hype than Zion does. So his stuff, when it came out, was through the roof for that time frame. But if you'd have bought a ton of LeBron stuff in 03, 04, you would be rich right now, like Topps Chrome, just regular stuff. If you go look, you can't even hardly find it. And I'm telling you, they can only make so much. That's the thing about these companies that I don't really talk to you guys about. They can't overproduce a ton of stuff because they don't have the assets. And when I say the assets, I mean the autographs and the jerseys. They work agreements with the player association. They only get so many of them. If they got more, they'd make more. But I believe Zion Williamson, let alone John Morant, let alone Reddish, let alone Barrett, if any of those other dudes blow up too, I believe if you can find it on pre-sale at a reasonable price, buy it and do not open it, put it in your closet. If you can afford to buy a case, buy a case. I'm telling you, I may not even have ours on pre-sale when the time comes. I won't have enough to go around. I'm not telling you that for you to buy our stuff. I'm just not. I'm saying that because I truly believe that for you guys. I just feel like there's very little downside. If something were to happen to him, okay, well, it's worth cost. Well, you don't really, you don't have anything to lose. So anyway, the other thing I was going to talk to you guys about as far as investing goes, was besides Zion, was I feel like the 86, 87 Fleer basketball, the Barkleys, the Elijah Wands, the Ewings, Mullen, Drexler, Isaiah. I think they're a good investment. I'm not saying necessarily buy 9.5s. Let me fix this up for you guys. I'm saying buy 9s, 8s. With those guys, you can buy those raw. They're not near as, worrisome about it. But I would buy 9s. And I believe the reason my collection is all 9s, mostly, there's a few 10s, is because if if a trimmer is hacking up cards, it's not going to be a 9, it's going to be a 10. So my thinking is a couple things. Let me go down that road too. Is to buy 9s. That's just my personal experience. I'd rather have 4 9s than 1 10, or 4 9s than 3, or 4 9s or 3 9s instead of a 9.5. BGS does not bring as much as PSA. It's just the facts. Another thing I want to talk about is the whole trimming thing that people have been carrying on about. And there's certain people in this industry that trim cards, period. The graders cannot catch them. They won't catch them. The trimmers are better than the graders. The problem is, at the end of the day, all of us, myself included, I have no idea which one is I have no idea if either of these cards has been trimmed. I pay Beckett and I pay PSA to grade my card and tell me it's not. So if the card is in a holder, if you're buying an expensive card, is what I'm trying to get at, buy it in a holder. If you're buying like a $50,000 card, go do research on that card on the internet. Start typing in Dr. J PSA 9 rookie trim to make sure that card's never been pinged as trimmed. That's super important. But if it's in a holder, it's in a holder. Like, I get the biggest kick out of like the PSA trimmed Honus Wagner. Like, he bought it not knowing it was trimmed for $2.5 million. So the industry didn't know that it was trimmed. Later on, Maestro came out and said he literally trimmed the card. So it's a PSA 8 that they say that he claims he trimmed himself. So the whole industry knows that the card's been trimmed. And now it's worth $10 million. I mean, get the fuck out of here. Who cares? If a Mona Lisa is restored, what I'm trying to say is if I'd have bought a card for $2.5 million and it was trimmed, I literally would be like looking for a bridge to jump off of. And I would have been a dumbass because my family would have had a $10 million card 10 years later. So don't get wrapped up in all of that nonsense. I'm not saying, like, dude, there's dirt bags in this industry like you wouldn't believe. Just don't be a dirt bag. You know, there's things before, you know, I've made mistakes. You know, I've bought a graded card that was counterfeit and it's sitting up here. I don't pass it on to the next guy. Neither should you. Karma will get you, man. But what I'm saying is if you buy a card in good faith, I mean, how are we supposed to know that? If we knew all that, we'd own a grading company. But so 9s, 86, 87 Fleer, Wilkins, Barkley, Ewing. Again, I've got 9.5s here. I'm obviously not trying to sell you stuff if that's my opinion. Another thing is, I think Nolan Ryan, appreciate it, man. I appreciate you ordering that shirt. Zion's going to be, I'm just letting you know. Whatever you can on Zion, Chuck, or Topps Update Baseball and Bowman Chrome Baseball. I like Topps Update a lot, but that's me. I think Nolan Ryan from our era is like legendary, and his 68 card isn't crazy. I mean, like you could own 5 or 6 Nolan Ryan rookies for one Jordan. I think these are about $500. I mean, a PSA 8 Jordan is $2,500. So, I mean, 5 Nolan Ryan rookies from 1968. The dude is an absolute monster. He's legendary, not just by pitching. Like, I mean, there's photos everywhere of him just pounding Robin Ventura's ass on the mound. Like, this guy is the real deal, and I think will climb. And if not, it's not going to come down. If you can afford high grade, go for it. But I'd be real careful about trimmed and hacked up. I don't believe there's a ton of vintage stuff out there, you know, that's 9s and 10s that are, you know, legit. I just think it's awful tough. So I'll try to stick to the mid-grade stuff. That's just me, man. Yeah. Another one, Mantle, can't go wrong. Mantle's about as good as owning a damn house. All it does is go up over time. I just don't see it changing. Hell yeah, man, I appreciate it. I think over time, Mickey Mantle, Yankees, I think Derek Jeter SPs, over time are like owning a house. They're going to go up. Prove me wrong. If you go back and look from when I was a little kid until now, it's just there's some ups and downs. But if you just look from point A to point B, it's sure as shit a good investment. So something like that, I think. Other things that I think are good investments are like rare cards from really popular products. And like, I think Allen and Ginter is probably just as sought after now as Heritage, maybe more. It's really come on. So like, if you can find like this ultra rare stuff, like, you know, Pele, Ronaldo, dual auto out of Ginter, numbered to 10, I think you're better off buying, you know, one of these instead of, you know, 5 Bryce Harpers or 6 Bryce Harpers or something like that. I think, one, if you ever need to sell it, I feel like you can, you know, right now you can sell things like this easier, but that's me. You know, things like that. I think National Treasures football of players, like me and Joe think Watson and Wentz are going to have their bounce back this year. A lot of quarterbacks with the torn ACL the second year, they have their bounce back. Well, Deshaun Watson rookie autos out of National Treasures are like, I think $1,500. If he gets hot, that card will be like 10 grand. You know, okay, if he plays just as good as he did last year, guess what? It's worth $1,500. So like, if you can swing it, like, I mean, like, this is literally the one of one. Like, if you got balls, like, this is the type of card to buy. It'll be 20, 30 grand if he starts to roll. They do something. I think Watson, honestly, I think Watson is better than Wentz as far as the upside compared to what they cost right now. Baker, that's more of a risk, but I just have a feeling this son of a bitch is going to be a nut dragger. If you're going to buy the Bakers, I would buy the good stuff. I wouldn't buy, you know, like the $200 rookie autos right now. I mean, I feel like those kind of topped out. The Contenders, the Treasures, those things will just keep climbing. Buy stuff that you can't really get anymore. Like Upper Deck doesn't make them like this anymore. You will not find a card made where all 4 Hall of Famers signed on card like that makes it like that's artwork. That is literally artwork. You know, if you can find cards like that, good luck finding them. They're not easy to find, but if you do, that's the type of stuff I think players that are like Kirby Puckett that passed away, rare stuff of his, like that's a one of one game used patch auto. I think Puckett is a good one. I really think Clemente is still a good investment. I think Hank Aaron and Willie Mays are gold. I think mid-grade Hank Aaron's graded. I think you need to buy graded 5s, 6s, 7s, 4s of Hank Aaron even more than Willie. I think Hank Aaron is way better than even Willie, but either one, they're not going to live much longer. And those dudes, I mean, Hank Aaron, as far as I'm concerned, is the greatest baseball player of all time to this point anyway. But, you know, that I think Hank Aaron. Other thing is like Bowman Chrome prospects of guys that all they need is that one moment in the World Series where they'll like triple or quadruple. So like Mookie Betts, I think, you know, like I wouldn't buy the Trouts right now. They're just so damn high. I would go after those guys like Chris Bryant, man. His stuff has been affordable. I may go after some of that again. Kyle Schwarber. I bought a gold Kyle Schwarber Bowman Chrome Gold the other day, literally because I just have a lot of faith in that guy. And I feel like I think I paid $550. That card will be $5,000 if that dude gets hot. I mean, it just goes nuts. Hell, it'd be about 5. Other things are like rare, like black border, like Derek Jeter, Gem Mint 10 that's near impossible to find. Like, you know, black border stuff that's tough. Stuff like that. I think that's another one. That's not the stuff that's not my first choice, but that's something that I think you want something that's actually scarce. I just don't really like Yelich where he plays. I just don't like where he plays. That's about it on the investment stuff, but that doesn't mean anything. Jared Kellenick, I know my professor at MTSU. She comes and sees me sometimes. She was like a real cool teacher, and she's friends with his family, man. Like, she goes and watches him playing stuff. I mean, we could probably get him to come sign autographs here. The Jared Kellenick guy, or however you say it. I bet we could. Anyway, we got a box of Noir, baby. I hope y'all enjoyed that. It's free at least. I hope everybody's having a good weekend too. Here we go. Here we go. One box. Everybody knows the rules. We should start doing one box videos, and we could say one box. Everybody knows the rules. I like Barstool Sports for some reason. I don't know. I get mesmerized by the pizza reviews. I get sucked into those internet holes sometimes. Here we go. Here we go. Trey Young on the back. That can't be bad. Big Trey Young. $85. A Kobe sneaker would be insane. I've seen what some of that stuff's going for. I don't think that affects the value of Durant. I don't think that. I mean, I just don't. I mean, yeah, that'd be a good fucking idea, Jason, actually. Go outside, and then as people walk by and shit, just be like, what are you looking at? Say, what are you looking at? Hey, you want a box of cards? We could have Joe out there as security, act like he's videotaping it. Yeah, man. Could be an internet sensation, baby. Yeah, these are Sean's. Alonzo Trier. Come on, sneaker card. Come on, sneaker card. Jerome, send it in. Triple J. At least it's a nugget coming up. Hell yeah. I think we're on to something, boys. We need to do something. Just out of respect for Barstool, man, giving us all that entertainment. We'll think of something. Fucking Mike BB. Get the fuck out of here. Boy, this box is going to be an all-time shitbag unless we get going. It's an RPA of Aaron Holiday. Bibby. We're getting close to all-time. I don't know. Anybody know what the Aaron Holiday brings? Here we go, guys. Is it no, it's a rocket. It's a fucking Barkley. Boom! Let's go, baby. Let's go! Woo! Thank goodness. Fuck. I'm getting a little worried there. Because that's not how we go out on a Sunday, son. That is not how we go out. All right, nation. I hope we a buffalo wings review. Ooh, Kookaburra wings, Joe. We could do Kookaburra wings. I love Kookaburra wings. Here we go. Here we go. Hey, before I forget, Weston and Dimitri, I need a PSA 9 OPC Gretzky. There's a customer of mine that wants me to just pick it up, and he'll pay me a margin for buying it. So I just need to find one at a reasonable price. If y'all may not have one, but if y'all know somebody who has one, we can make a few bucks because we got a real cool customer that's looking for that card. Other than that, man, y'all have a great weekend. Y'all hang in there, man. Y'all do what you do, man. Whatever it is, man. You like working on cars, if you in Murfreesboro and you got a passion for something, come see us. We might be your partner. That would be some nut dragging shit. We'll handle the social media. You handle the passion part. Don't be bringing us no damn Ponzi scheme ideas, though. No bottom tens. Have the nicest 8.5 on the planet. That might work. I could ask him, send me a picture and the price. Send me the picture and the price. That might work. He's a nut dragger. All right. Everybody have a good weekend, man. Always be dragging, baby. Let's go! Deuces.